Alright. I got a game from, I think this was my second game of the day. Divisioned up with Truson, one of the guys from 5D3, who's currently out of the country and gaming at weird hours. So I tend to bump into him in the early morning, late morning, because of the time difference between us. I don't know. This is, actually thought I was going to make a video about what not to do in your game. There's some interesting behaviors by our DD, and you'll see on the mini-map our Z52 has some questionable gameplay early on. Oddly enough, it turned into a pretty wild game from my standpoint. A lot closer than it had to be. Initially, I probably would have went towards A and down that flank. I don't like giving up flanks. Unfortunately, as you can see on the mini-map, my team had no interest in doing that. Everybody that spawned over there started to head over to towards the C cap, which means at some point we're probably going to get heavily flanked, and yeah, not my first choice. The Z52 heads to the east side of the map, even though there's no cap over there. And he is obviously not going to provide any spotting for the Cleveland, Missouri, the Moskva, the Lion, or anybody for that matter. I type in chat, I guess we're going C and D, and we're letting them have the A flank. The Frederick, the Great, says he'll cover the flank. So that's kind of cool. At least somebody's conscious of what we're doing wrong. I asked the Z52 to get in the cap, and yeah. I don't know what to say lately. The gameplay has been horrible. There's no teamwork whatsoever. There's people like the Z52. I don't know. I know maybe if you were in a division and you wanted to go that way and push really hard and fast, that's one thing. But not only does he kind of take himself out of the fight, but he pretty rapidly takes himself out of the game, which is a little frustrating. Our Shima is also got some questionable positioning. He's kind of been just hiding behind this island, which is kind of annoying. He's not capping and he's not spotting. If you're in a Shimakaze or a DD and you're not doing one of those two things, I don't know what the hell you are doing. Yeah. So, start the game off, dodging torps. I believe those were from... Actually, I can't even guess what those were from. Probably the gearing. Yeah, they must have been from the gearing, or what else was over there? Yeah, gearing, never mind. So, start off dodging torpedoes already, moving up, and the Shima... Oh, wait, let me rewind. Z52, a ship equipped with the best Hydra in the game, got torqued by the Shima on the other side of the map, so he's completely out of the game. The one DD that we have left, and there's a snuggle from my division mate, smokes up outside of a cap for no apparent reason, and within a few kilometers of a radar cruiser. I'm not, you know, I guess when I first started playing, I was probably a little guilty of not using my mini-map a whole lot. But you can clearly see these people have no clue what they're doing. I don't know why you would first of all smoke up and just sit outside of a cap. If I smoke up in the Shima, it is because I'm coming. There's somebody came around the corner and they're right on me, and maybe I'm trying to sneak torps on them, or dropping smoke to break line of sight and exit in stage right. But to smoke up and sit outside of that cap just makes no sense to me. I really don't get it. And now he's actually not sitting in his smoke, not sitting in the cap, and ran aground. So, yeah. Okay. Enough about the DDs. Very, very frustrating, especially since I play quite a bit of DDs. I looked it up the other day, and I don't even know how I came across this, but we've got 8,000 games, over 8,000 games in Tier 10, and I would say about 6,000 of those, maybe a little bit more, are in Tier 10 DDs. So, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating to watch, but here I am in the Republic, a ship that's really growing on me. I actually just uploaded another Republic game from from a couple days ago that I got a Kraken in and edited the video and just finished the upload. I'm actually finally figured out what my audio issue was. For anybody that watches the channel, if anybody watches the channel, I was getting some video audio desync, and I did a little research and figured out it was related to the fact that the game doesn't have a constant frame rate, and apparently Premiere Pro has an issue with that. So I think I've managed to get that under control, and unfortunately it takes another step. And here we go. I mean, I knew there was a Shimakaze over there. He took out our Z-52 and our Cleveland that was both radar and potentially hydro. Drove right into a spread of torpedoes. That was probably more than likely meant for me. So we're down 3 ships. We do have, we're down a little bit on points, but we do have a cap advantage, so I wouldn't say we're in bad shape. Their gearing managed to take out our Montana. I didn't really see where that transpired, but yeah, it's not good. So basically we have given up the eastern flank because the Z-52 died and the Hindenburg is kiting out and coming actually down toward me, and I am now trying to put some distance between myself and the Shimakaze because I want nothing to do with the Shimakaze. As a big Shima player, I know what it's capable of. I also know what it's not good at, and it's not really good at chasing boats down. And here's my buddy in the Shimakaze, hoping to dispatch him, but instead I get a little overpen and do 1,400 damage. Secondaries open up. I do run I don't know if you want to call it a secondary build, but I do have over 11 kilometers of range on my secondaries, but I do not have manual secondaries, so I have the distance but not the reload and dispersion / focus capabilities, but it's okay. This boat has decent AA and decent secondaries, so I like to leverage them where applicable and where I can get away with it. As you can see now, while of course here I am kiting away from the Shima, who is actually torping my division mate right now, I'm actually pushing into this other flank that we are also losing. So basically the red team has pushed both flanks, kind of left the middle alone, to be quite honest. I mean, other than that gearing and that Des Moines that both are actually gone, they've managed to actually surround my team. So yeah, they're in the process, or we're in the process of taking their main cap, or spawn cap if you will, the B cap. But other than that, it looks like we're in pretty rough shape. We are down 1 ship. Points are pretty even. But we all know how this can go. Our Frederick the Great and Charles Martel are pretty far out of the fight. Our Hindenburg is still way behind me. Our at least 5 kilometers behind me. So at this point, I decided to focus on this western flank. There's a couple low health ships, and although I'm generally not a big kill stealer, I kind of in an awkward position here with the Shima on one flank and then all these big battleships on the other. So I'm going to take this opportunity to see if I can maybe finish off this, what is that, a Musashi? Yep. And ironically, I kind of struggle with a couple of these kills. Our Moskva, however, did finish off that Shimakaze. So there's that, which is good. Unfortunately, that Republic is full health and he's pushing into us pretty hard. And I'm struggling to finish off this Musashi. He's bowing right now to a couple ships, and they are literally hitting him but doing nothing as far as damage goes. So I got a little bit of broadside, and man, I can't seal the deal either. He's actually healing, so he was down to a couple K. I did a couple K, but unfortunately he was healing at the same time, so he's actually gaining health right now. Their Moskva takes out our Frederick the Great. So now we're down a ship, and in kind of an awkward position here. I have a Moskva, a Monty, and a Henry on one flank, a Republic, and a Lion, and a, well, there was a Republic on the other flank, as well as the Baltimore. So, and let's not forget the Chapiev, because he's been annoying the whole time. So we've got all the caps. Ship counts are pretty even, and we got a nice comfortable lead. You know, what could possibly go wrong here? Sitting on a couple kills and 64,000 damage. Nothing epic at this level, but or at this point, but still doing okay. It does look like we are going to lose that Hindenburg. He's pretty low. He's actually been kind of slugging it out with these guys. I'm not sure. He doesn't have any kills, and it's very hard to tell how effective he's been. But he's been running for his life the majority of this game, and we hit the Chapiev with a big Citadel. That was awesome. Kind of hoping my team can finish him off. And with the reload on this, it's pretty reasonable to think that maybe even I can finish him off. So we do manage to finish him off. So that's our third kill of the game. Puts us up a little bit over 85,000 damage. And our secondaries open up again. And we have a full health Lion in front of us, which we're going to take a shot at. And we have a low health Moskva behind us, or off our starboard rear. Put the secondaries on him. Hopefully, maybe get another close quarters kill. That would be really, really cool. And it appears, what's that other ship over there? Oh, there's a low health Montana and Moskva. I take that back. So we managed to land a shot on the Montana and finish him off. I thought it was the Moskva, but it was actually the Montana. The Moskva is heading south. However, at this point we are down one ship, broadside, reversing Buffalo. Not really sure what the hell he's thinking, but caps are even now, and I totally messed that shot up. And at the same time, we lose our charge Montel. So it's 2 versus 4, and caps are even. Points are within 100, so it's still a pretty close game. I mean, in my opinion, we've thrown a big lead. Chat gets a little salty. The Shimakaze's like, "What a fucking team!" Laughing out loud. Missouri's like, "What the fuck? How is this team so bad? How did they get themselves surrounded?" I pretty much said it right in the beginning. We were going to get surrounded based on our strategy, and that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, as far as the red team goes, they played very well. This Moskva is kind of annoying. He's not really doing a lot of damage to me, but damned if I could get a decent hit on him. I'm doing like 1500 a salvo here, which is annoying. Hindenburg's in chat saying get a grip. I'm sure that's directed to our team that all of a sudden got uber salty. So fire another salvo on that Moskva, and we still get nothing. We don't finish him off. He's still spotted. Try to take a pot shot at this annoying Baltimore, and I get a good hit on him. I get him for 6,500, which I think he only had about 9k left, so he's got to be almost down. I didn't realize it during the game how close he was actually to being finished off when that salvo did hit him, but I fire another salvo at the Moskva. He does go dark on me, but then immediately fires, and yeah, managed to kill him with that shot, and secure my Kraken. And then we fire a big salvo into the Lion, and we are able to get a double strike. Unfortunately, there's a Henry out in the background there. Looks like he's in the B cap. He's been spamming me with HE, and got me on fire right after, not too long after I used a repair for damage control party. So at this point, me and my division mate are kind of coordinating pretty well. Not so much in the beginning, we were kind of doing our own thing, but when it came down to the end of the game, we really started hyper-focusing on working together and, you know, getting rid of the Shima, getting rid of all the threats. If somebody was spanking him, I was trying to put the hammer down on them. So, fire goes out. I've told him via TeamSpeak that the Baltimore is super, super low. I don't know how low, but I know he's low. And at this point, you know, we win this game if we can secure... Well, we win the game pretty much on points if we don't die, and we take one of the caps. So he's in the C cap. I am entering the D cap, and I've just got to heal that came up. When the Baltimore gets spotted with 200 health, is that 200 health? Yep, 224 health. Yeah, that's what he got away from me with. And that would have been my 7th kill. It potentially could have been my 8th kill if I was able to finish off one of the other ships earlier, but I didn't. So, yeah. That really kind of brings things in. There's not much of a way they can win now, especially with the Moskva and myself in the caps, and potentially taking 2 more of the caps. That should really do it. There's only 2 minutes left in the game, so the Henry, regardless of what his health is, and I think, you know, based on my team pains, his last known health was about 3/4, so he's in pretty good shape. That said, if I can get a good broadside shot on him, I can easily one-shot him, but Henry's a tricky ship to shoot, especially with its ridiculous speed. So at this point, 139,000, I've got myself a close quarters, a double strike, and a Kraken. Myself and Trusin in the Moskva have accounted for 8 of 11 kills. Our Shimakaze did get a couple, and our Missouri also had a kill. The tone in chat has changed a little bit. We're getting some good games, all good games. GG, GG, GG. So, overall, not a bad game. A little low on the damage side. I mean, I definitely finished off a few ships that were fairly low health. Moskva's trying to figure out what the health is of the Henry, because he himself is pretty low. I told him in chat he's last I knew, he was about 3/4 health. And as the clock starts to tick down, we got under 30 seconds. I get spotted, and so doesn't the Henry. Henry takes a shot at me. He can do a fair amount of damage, and he hits me for a couple thousand. I get 11,000 off on the Confederate. Secondaries open off, and time is literally ticking out. And I'm hoping to get my 7th kill. And I fire a salvo, and will it land with 2 seconds? 11 more K, but I'm not able to finish him off. So, overall, pretty good game. I also added Dreadnought to the list of achievements. 6 kills, 162,000 total. A solo cap, couple citadels. Pretty good game. Can't complain. Considering it was 2 versus 4, it was pretty awesome that we were able to secure that for the team. So 2363 base XP for me. Shima did 2167, so he had a pretty good game, all things considered. Though I'm not a very big fan of his play style, very, very passive and not very team oriented. Basically, did a lot of damage to a lot of ships, or a fair amount. Nothing spectacular, I mean, nothing crazy. 147,000 damage and 68 hits. Managed another 10,000 in secondaries and a little under 4K, or about 4K in fire. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.